What happened? How did we get disconnected? What happened? Did I mistakenly click the close button? All right. Okay, you're welcome back. So I was saying that Google login doesn't have much to it. You need to create a console account because in the console account, you need your client ID on that your console account because Google will need to verify you first before you will be verifying your users. So how it's done, you pick the token ID, you verify that token ID, and then you find the details of the user. And by default, they are already verified. They're already verified. So you can save their information. Now, for users that have not verified their account with Google, like Gmail, Gmail is also going to tell you that their email is not verified. So that is why, in addition to the email, you can't see my screen. Can any other person see my screen? Can any other person see my screen? That means it's not showing. So I'll try sharing again. I'll stop sharing. Please let me know once you can see my screen. Immediately you see the screen, let me know. Can you see it now? All right. Okay, so that's pretty much for Google login. Another one is Facebook login. Now, Facebook login is a little bit difficult, but it's already done here. I think what you need is your token. Where is that token? This is the user ID. Okay, yeah, you need your token secret from Facebook. It is difficult getting this account to them, but you can actually do it to allow users log in with Facebook. How it's done is the front end sends you the access token and the user ID of that user's Facebook. You use it to make a request. So if you look here, I'm making a request to this URL and it's going to return the user information, their email, their name, and their picture. So with that, I can actually hash their password, create an account for them, or do any other thing I would normally do like that. So the most important thing is to verify the access token and the user ID by making a request. That's the same thing for Paystack. I wish we had a Paystack account so that we just resolve this Paystack issue once and for all. Do I have Paystack? I have Paystack implemented somewhere, but I don't think I want to share that code base with you. So what I will do is I'm going to stop sharing the screen, copy the controllers, only the controllers, because I want to believe that if you see controllers, you will know how to attach a route to a controller. Is that correct? Should I do that? I want to stop sharing the screen and bring in the controllers that I implemented Paystack so that you see it once and for all. We get it once and for all. So I'm going to stop sharing now and find my repo. It's actually a paid project and it's one of my biggest. Not really biggest actually, but it's big. So that will be on Paystack. Paystack. Where do I have Paystack? Paystack is Sawa. Let's try this one. I think I have Paystack. I think I have both of them. Paystack and Flutterwave. Let me see. Um, okay. I have Flutterwave here, not Paystack. Flutterwave. Yeah. All right, this is a huge code base, like a huge code base. Get all categories, get all billers, get biller item, initiate payment, purchase service, verify transaction, get transaction, validate details, an example. You know what? I'll just copy all of them for you. Yes, screen stop sharing on purpose. I did that on purpose. All right, so I have this. Do I have paystack somewhere? I have Flutterwave. I don't have paystack. I have paystack, but it's not what you want. You understand? No, no, no. That's on the mobile app. Yeah, let's go with Flutterwave. Flutterwave is fine. They're both doing the same thing. So I'm going to start sharing my screen now. Yeah, so confirm if you can see my screen now. Confirm if you can see it. All right. So I'm going to create a new folder and I'll call it Flutterwave. Now Flutterwave and Paystack, they are the same thing, including Alert Pay and the Squad from GT Bank. They are all the same thing. You can, once you know how to implement one, you know how to implement the rest. The same thing for virtual accounts, virtual account where users have to transfer money into the account. The same thing. It's just they all have one. Once you know how to do that one, you can do the rest. So here I'm going to create a file and I'll call it Flutterwave controller.js. Hit enter. So the code I copied has a lot in it. This is like all the functionalities, not all, most of the things Flutterwave offers you. Most of them. So there are functionalities to get. Oh my God, I didn't copy it. Oh, I closed it. Flutterwave. So my second question is that is I was to move to the next stage, sharing screen, explain what I'm applying for. How do I make it since I'm new, not yet fully understand the process without in my head without a reference to somewhere. Drop the question. Just drop your question. Whatever it is, drop the question. We'll answer you. Drop your question. Let me find it again. I didn't get it the last time. Where would I find this one? If I go to, I think I have key server, key controllers, come from here, copy, and then let's see. Okay, take the image out, transform. So you don't need all of these codes. But for those who might be also asking, how do we implement buying airtime, buying data, buying all the services? You know, there are these little services we call utility. Now, I didn't understand the question actually. So that's why I was saying you drop your questions. So if you look at it here, this is how to get all the categories that Flutterwave offers, which could be the airtime, data, government levies, all of them. So this is the function I use to get all of those information. And as far this, I think this code base is this is actually premium code base. All you need to do, all right, please just raise your hand so that I'll see you. I think it's what's his name? Or G. So go ahead and yeah, go ahead.
Doing that.
Yeah.
So we had as I said, we had an interview yesterday. So I passed the first level and I'm meant to go to the practical aspect where I'll share my screen and the
Okay.
interviewer will be looking at asking me question, do this one or do that one, then I'll be doing it. And now I'm a newbie. I've not been into backend that much, but I know I understand what I'm doing. Lately I can see a reference. But and I know the supervisor won't or the interviewer won't want me to be looking at any reference to be putting up my codes. He believes I already know it. And when he asked me, I told him I only have a 1 year and 4 months experience though. So I don't know, is it possible? Is there any way
No,
someone can be able to pass a practical interview without going through the process of?
no.
So I still have to reference.
There are two things. There are two things. Although I have shared two repos with you, one for CRUD, one for authentication. Now, whatever they will ask you will either be CRUD or be authentication. But there's a reason why you should not be scared. Number one is if they give you project, they will allow you to search the web. That's what. If they are not giving you a take-home project, there are some project they give you to turn in tomorrow or the following day. They do it like that. If they are not doing it that way, that means they are not actually interested in how better you do. So if you do too good, they will tell you, I know a project, an interview where I passed too much and that was a problem to them. So it was like, how much would they now pay you because you did too well? So if they don't give you access to any internet, that means the project is going to be very easy, very simple. But even though it's not simple, do it like that and fail first. Do it like that and fail first. But they are going to allow you, ask for it. Now, if they don't say anything, ask because you may be assuming that they will not allow you, whereas you have not asked them.
Okay,
Ask
thank you,
them
sir.
if you're free to do a little research. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. You can meet. So, what is the difference between Next.js and Node.js? Now, Node.js is built on top of Express. Next.js is built on top of Node. So let's say Next.js is the senior brother of Node.js. For people who like Next.js, they like bigger companies. They want to use well, I don't know. Some people use it. A lot of persons use it. Yes, yes. Now, Node is the runtime, but we're not talking about the runtime now. We're talking about the back end. Both of them are two different types of back end. This is a normal backend written on top of Express, which is very popular. This is also written on top of Express. This is also written on top of Express, but not so popular, but very, very good, like the senior brother to this one. Yeah, I know both. If you know this one, it will be easier to transition into this one. I have a friend that I asked to learn it. He said he's not interested. I also have another friend that said he has switched from Node to Node.js. Now, in the tech space, one thing you're going to experience is people are learning so many things. Everybody is learning, but there is no journey. You need to have a journey. Except your how would I put it? Your goal is to know all the different type of backend. Okay, you want to learn Node.js, you want to learn Java, you want to learn C Sharp, you want to learn Python. It's your choice. But if you have a journey, you need to define your journey. For example, I write Nest.js, but I'm not too into Nest.js. If I'm given a project, I'm not going to build it with Nest.js. I'll be using Node.js. And that's not because Node.js is better. Both of them are good. In fact, Nest.js is purely TypeScript by default. We add Node.js, we add TypeScript to Node.js, so it doesn't come with it by default. Some people will argue that Nest.js is better, but it depends on your journey. Do you want to move in the direction of Nest.js or Node.js? Now, I am definitely sure that in the next 10 years, people will still be writing Node.js. The same way people are still writing PHP, people will still be writing it. A lot of things will be coming out, new technologies. But what I would say is this: learn about it. Not as if you are learning to code it perfectly. No, just learn. The way I have been able to talk to you about Nest.js. So if any interviewer asks you, have you heard of Nest.js? It's simple. Tell them, yes, you have heard of Nest.js. It's actually a Node.js framework. It's built on top of Node. It runs faster. It's good. It's great. And they ask you, have you used it before? You say, actually, I have not used it in a project. But if I am asked to build a project with Nest.js, it will not be a problem. So learn it in that way. But if you have time, you can go deeper and learn how to write it. But the most important thing is learn how to write Node.js perfectly. Like at the tip of your fingers, you can write Node.js perfectly, finish up a project. Then if you have time, you can go and learn Next.js. But just learn. A lot of new technologies will be coming out. Read about them. You may not have time to learn them in depth. Just read. Read about them, know what is used for, and then if a situation comes where your company says you should, yeah, Express and Node, for me, they are one and the same thing. So once I mention Node, I'm talking about Express. There is the one we call Fastify. There's Fastify, which is also running on Node, but people don't use that a lot. They use Express. So it's just the same thing. All right, so for here, this is what I was going to show you in these controllers. For those who might want to implement payment of bills, all these controllers handle payment of bills. So this is where you get all the bills categories. Then you get the bills in one category. Then you get one bill item. Here you initiate the payment. Then this is where you purchase the bill. Here you verify your payment. But for those who want to learn about payment integration, it's just these two. 1, 2. You initialize the payment, you verify the payment. That's for payment. Every other thing is for utility bills. But my dashboard is not coming up. I have not been able to mark attendance. I don't know why. I know network is bad. But um, mine just opened now. I just logged into my dashboard and I can actually check out your attendance. So it could be network. Maybe I'll leave the attendance open till late at night, so you can always mark your attendance. Yes, so a few persons have marked their attendance. So I'll leave your attendance open and you try and get your attendance. All right. So for persons who want to talk about payment, this is how we talk about. This is how we implement payment. The most important thing is the amount and the email. Every other thing I was adding it myself. So to integrate payment, you need the amount and the email. That's the two important things. But this phone number, service title, redirect URL. Yes, you need redirect URL. Yes, you need the redirect URL. So 1, 2, 3. You need them. 1, 2, 3. What do you do? Here I'm generating a reference. A reference is like a random ID for every transaction, like random numbers. We can call them, reference. They are called transaction reference. So you generate random numbers to track every single reference. You can do that with math.random. And what I'm doing, I'm making a post request to Flutterwave API. No, these are not from our schema. No, these are from the front end. You're not saving anything here. If you look at the end of the code base, I'm not saving anything. The most important thing here is the amount, the email, and the redirect URL. You send it to Flutterwave or Paystack, and they are going to return a URL for you. Every other thing here, I am customizing it. I'm adding the logo of the company. I'm adding a title description. I'm adding the name of the company. I'm adding the user's name, the user's phone number, all of that. So the most important thing here, the transaction reference, which you're generating a reference, the amount, the currency, of course, is going to be Naira, the redirect URL. Payment option is going to maybe cards. You want to keep it to be cards. And that is it. So once you're sending this, you're also attaching your authorization. You're attaching the token. This is the reason why you have to create a Flutterwave account to get this token. So you are sending 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these 5 things are the most important. When you send it, they are going to return a response. You take that response like that and you send it back to the front end. You are not doing anything extra. Inside that response, we contain a payment link. The front end will direct users to that payment link. You at the back end, what you can do is console log the response, copy that link, paste it on your browser. If it's working, then it's working. So you're not doing anything much. You are getting data from the user and you are sending it to Flutterwave or Paystack. And then they are in return sending you a response. You are not even opening the response. You are sending that response back to the front end like that. Now, if you want to do extra, it's fine. Maybe save a copy of the transaction, save what you understand, like save a copy of the reference, whatever you want to save, you can save. But those things are not needed. All you need to do is this first part is to initialize the transaction. So whenever you hear initialize or initiate payment, it means you want to get the payment link. That payment link is like a customized link for that transaction. It will carry the amount, it will carry the email, it will carry the redirect URL. Redirect URL means that when the user performs the transaction and it is successful, Paystack will direct the user to that URL. So by default, it will be a front-end URL, maybe your domain /payment or whichever URL you want to use. So that's what redirect URL means. Redirect URL means when the user finishes the payment on Paystack URL, Paystack or Flutterwave will direct the user back to that URL you sent to them, like that. So this is how you initiate payment. You get information, you send it. So if you want to implement Paystack, all you need to do is change this paystack URL. I think paystack is the same thing. You just change, well, I can't remember the exact URL, but you find it and then just change the URL. Every other thing remains the same. Every other thing remains the same. You're just changing the name of the URL, the endpoint, like that, to initiate payment. Now, when the payment is successful, the front end is going to send you a transaction ID or a transaction reference, whatever you want to call it. You call it like that. And what you want to do is take that transaction ID, send it again to Flutterwave to confirm that that payment was successful. You know, you need to also attach your token. The token here is actually your Flutterwave or your paystack token, the one you will see on the Flutterwave dashboard, like that. So you send that ID to them. If it is successful, they will send you a response. When they send you a response, now this is here I'm trying to do some things. I'm trying to check if the transaction status is successful. It means that transaction was successful. Otherwise, transaction failed. But you don't have to do this. You just package the response like that and send it back to the front end. So that's all about integrating payment gateways. They are the same thing. For Flutterwave, you just need to change this URL to whatever it is. So this is the main part here. The main part here. Every other thing is extra. You pick the transaction ID from the front end, you send it using Axios, send it to their API. They will send you a response. You may decide to look at what is in the response, like I'm doing now, or you just send the response back like that to the front end without checking anything. It's still the same thing, it works. The front end will decide to show them whether the transaction was successful or not. So that's the two controllers. So the initiate payment and the verify transaction. That's how you integrate any payment gateway, anyone. These other ones are just for paying bills. If you want to integrate bills payment, you get all categories, you get the biller, get the bill item, then you purchase the service. You purchase the service for the get the biller code, the item code, amount, blah blah blah. The case may be, you send it to Flutterwave, and they're going to send you a response, and they take the response, you forward it back to the front end like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are done. I'll try and push this to GitHub and share with you. But any questions so far? Any question so far? It's showing 404. Let me try send it again. Payment. This is payment. Keep it public. Great. Please, can we get the recorded video? Of course, you're going to get the recorded video. You know what? Upload an existing file. Let's not do git bash. Review in File Explorer. You're going to get the video. Let me just push this one to GitHub. And then commit the changes. Close this. So when you say this one showed 404, I'll click on it. That means it is private. Yeah, it is private. So what I will do, that's why it's showing 404. What's the best way to keep it open, right? Should I keep it open? Should I clone it and send it? What's the perfect? Why did I even keep it closed? What was my reason? Because I already had a reason. If I keep it closed, I had a reason. Let me try authentication again. example auth, full authentication, complete auth, simple auth, express Node.js auth with EJS. Uh, I don't know why, so I'm just going to keep it. Open this one, open this one, open this one. So let's see why. This is not, it's just registration and login. This is RESTful API, CRUD and authentication. This is Auth. You have the registration, login, get your users, get access to proof, get this, get this. Okay, this thing is not here. No, I think this is it. So what I'll do is let me just open it up. I don't know why I closed it, but I'm just going to change this thing and keep it open so that you have access to it. Where is it? In my general setting, I think there's a place where change visibility, change the public, change it. I understand. I need to pass in my pass key, use Auth app. Okay, where is GitHub? GitHub is here. 9, 9, 2, 4. Alright, so it's public now. You should have access to it. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't know why I kept it closed. But it's been a long time now. So whatever reason I had, I think it have died down right now. Yeah, you get the video. So any question before we end today's class? I'm definitely sure we're not gonna have class tomorrow. Definitely sure. But if we do, I will inform. If we're going to be having a class tomorrow, I'll also inform you too. But any questions so far? Even if we don't have a class, please remember to mark your attendance every day for tomorrow and for next week, which is the last week for the program. Any question, please drop question. If there is no question and you are okay to end the class here, please drop a thumbs up so that we end the class here. Please, how do we submit? Yeah, I'm going to send you a link where you submit your final project. I'll send you a link. All right, guys, see you again when we meet again. When is the project submission? You have this week and next week to complete it. So next week is the deadline for your project. Can you share Flutter payment? It's actually Flutterwave. I've shared it. It's on the resources. So it's this one. Payment is here. I've shared it with you guys. No, there is no assignment this week. We are done with all assignments. Please work on your project. Next week is the deadline for submission of the assignment. All right, bye for now. See you again next time.